I worship you, I worship you. You are here, working in this place. I worship you, I worship you. You are here, moving in a mist. I worship you, I worship you. You are here, working in this place. I worship you, I worship you. Hey, waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. You are here, touching every heart. I worship you, I worship you. You are here, healing every heart. I worship you, I worship you. You are here, turning lives around. I worship you, I worship you. You are here, mending every heart. I worship you, I worship you. Hey, we make a miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. That is who you are. Hey, we make a miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. You wipe away all tears, you mend the broken heart. You're the answer to it all, Jesus. You wipe away all tears, you mend the broken heart. You're the answer to it all, to it all, Jesus. Yeah. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. You are here, touching every life. I worship you. I worship you. You are here, meeting every need. I worship you, I worship you. Oh, Holy, 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 Lord Almighty. It's a privilege. It's a privilege to worship Maker, Maker of all universe. It is an honor. It's an honor just to stand. Lift up your voice, sing holy. Holy, holy, God Almighty. It's a privilege to worship Maker, Maker of all universe. It is an honor. It's an honor just to stand before you. With a grateful heart, with a grateful heart, I lift my hands to you, proclaiming, Lord, you reign. With a grateful heart, with a grateful heart, I lift my hands to you, proclaiming, Lord, you reign. Lord, you You're greatly to be praised. Greatly to be. Father, you reign. You reign. Great are you, Lord. You're greatly to be praised. Greatly to be praised. Father, you reign. Lift up your voice and worship Him. He reigns in our midst. Father, you reign. You reign. Hallelujah.
My name is Channabel Latham-Morris. I'm the mother of Jamal Charlton Morris, who died a month ago, April 18th, by a hit-and-run driver while riding his bike in Philadelphia. This has been excruciating for me. It's Saturday morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, a knock on my door. My husband and I came down to the door because it was so early in the morning. So I got to the door, we both got to the door about the same time. And the police officer from Warwick, where we live, came to the door and asked. He asked about names, he asked about Natasha, he asked about Jamal. And then I said, Jamal is my son. He says, well, I brought this information for you from Philadelphia, University of Pennsylvania. Your son has been in an accident and the hospital wants you to call him. When I heard that message, we both started screaming, please let nothing serious happen to Jamal. So what I did, we came in, called the hospital, spoke to the doctor. She says, we got to get there as soon as possible. But she says, do not drive, have someone drive you. Jamal has been in a serious accident. He was hit off his bike. The driver was a hit and run, and he's in very serious condition. So get there. So I started screaming. My husband started screaming. I called my sister, Cecilia. I called my pastor, Reverend Brooks. I called my cousin Carmen in Brooklyn. I called my niece, Joselle. And we immediately, within half an hour, Cecile and Peter were here to take us to Philadelphia. I got to Philadelphia, got to the hospital. The nurse came in, there were people walking on him, and she says, right now it's very bad. The situation is very bad, but the doctors would come out and give you more detail. So we were there for about 2 hours, hour and a half to 2 hours before they came out and telling us how dangerous, how bad this accident was. There was no oxygen to his brain. He was sitting too long, bleeding, and it seems as though there would be zero chance of any brain function. Just imagine what this is like, hearing that. But I believe in an awesome God, so my faith is very strong. And I'm praying all the way to Philadelphia, and praying when I get there that my son would be okay. No matter how bad it was, that he would be okay. But I'm trusting God to do what he does. So we waited and we waited and waited, and then we were brought into the room where Jamal was with the doctors, and I have to tell you, the doctors were so extremely patient and helpful. When I saw my son, his head was swollen. I almost didn't recognize him. His head was swollen. The doctors sat with us and told us everything that's going on. And when I listened to them, I was hearing there's no hope, because you're saying why they didn't go in and try to extract bleeding from his brain, because it wouldn't make any difference because of how he was, the way the brain wasn't not functioning. So I still prayed and asked God, no one can determine would be the outcome but you. So I have the faith, so you're going to do what you do best. So it was day 1, day 2, day 3, and I have to say and repeat how those nurses were helpful to me in Philadelphia. And we went through the days, and then they finally did different tests, and it said, Jamal is gone. And just picture, I was not only shocked, but even when they were taking him out of the room, I was in denial. I couldn't even believe what they're saying to me. My son is 27 years old. He has everything to live for. He's not dead. It's not happening. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I prayed, and I prayed. God, show me the way. Tell me, you are ready for my son? You gave him 27 years on earth, and you're ready to take him? Please let me understand, or show me the way. Show me how I should believe or accept this, because I'm suffering. My heart is pounding. So just show me the way. Tell me that this is the end. Tell me that my son of 27 years is gone and I will never see him again. So I prayed, and I prayed, and I prayed. And I said, if it's your will to take him, then I would have to accept that. I have to let it be. But you have to give me the strength. You have to pump the faith into me as I pray for faith to endure this pain that I'm feeling. Because I don't know how strong I am. I don't know how strong I am. Because this is something that I never even thought of that's possible, that Jamal would be taken away from me. Usually the parents bury their children. The children bury their parents, not the other way around. And I'm in a position where I'm going to bury my son. So when the people came in from Gift of Life, came in to talk to me and says, that they asked if Jamal was an organ donor and would I consider donating his organs. Somehow there was not even a doubt in my mind that that's what needed to happen. Because my son was focused on strengthening his body. He was into the gym. He was into working out. He was into eating properly. He preserved and protected his body. Maybe that's why he did that. And he didn't know that's why he was doing it. So I said yes. His lungs was donated, his left and right kidney, his heart, his pancreas, his cornea, his carotid artery that would be able to give over 50 people would be benefited from that if there are people who are on dialysis. These things I didn't know. That's what happens. But I feel now that all that has happened, that my son's life here was for a purpose, and it's to save lives. They said 7 is a number of completion, but not only did he save 7 lives, he's going to give tissues to over 50 people. So I feel blessed that all that has happened. And then I sit back now and I said, do I have any regrets? What regret do I have the way I raised my son? What have I done wrong, or what did I do well? And I believe Right now, I have no regrets in the way I raised my son, because I pumped into him everything I thought possible. When he was in the 5th grade, he came to me and says, Mom, he showed me a paper that came from People to People. He says, Mom, can I go on this trip? I got this letter from school, invited me to go to People to Europe. I said, Jamal, let me investigate, and then we can decide what we're doing. So that year, I didn't send him. The next year, he came back, and it was People to People, an organization founded by Dwight Eisenhower. So that trip was going to Europe. And I said, yes, you would go. Jamal went to Europe. He was in England. He was in Rome. He went to several countries in Europe. And the next year, what was really amazing about that, he was in school. They were in a class, and they were talking about the Colosseum in Rome and the Leaning Tower. And Jamal says to the teacher, I went there. And the kids laugh. Jamal went there. The teacher called me up and says, did Jamal go to Rome? And did he see the Leaning Tower? I said, yes. He said he told the class that he went, and they were laughing, but he did go. So that is huge. That was huge. The teacher said, you're really doing a great job with Jamal. I said, I know. The next year, he went to Japan. I said, if you would like to go to Japan, he said, yes, he went to Japan. The year following that, he went to Australia. Now, most of my friends says, Jamal, he has so much of his life ahead of him. Why are you doing this now at a young age? But I thank God that I didn't listen to others telling me not to. I said, yes, he went. Did I know that 27 years, that was the expand of his life? So I gave him every opportunity from learning. When he began to write, Jamal took piano lesson. He took piano lesson, he took saxophone, he took drums. I let him do everything that's possible, because whatever he liked, I said, whatever you like, that's what you'll work on. So I feel when it comes to raising my child, I gave him every opportunity he had. So now I see that there was a reason for that. So I thank God that I followed the path that he had given me, let him take as much as he can, because that was his time for doing it. He's 27 years old and he's gone. And I'm thankful to God for giving Jamal to me for 27 years. They were rich years, successful years. I raised a child that I'm proud of. When I saw the response of his friends, I know I did a good job. Charlton and I did a great job raising our son. And I'm thankful to God. I thank him every day for the 27 years he gave me with Jamal. So, what do I believe? I think my spirituality is guiding me, and it's giving me the strength I need. And people say to me, you're very strong, you're strong. I'm not sure if it's me being strong, but it's probably my joyous faith, because I have joy in my heart because of who God is and because of who he made me to be. So maybe it's that joy in my heart that shows that I'm strong. And I believe in Psalm 23, and that's my resurrection faith. Because God so loved this world that he gave his only begotten son. My son is gone. Who am I to complain? Who am I to say to God, why? Why not me? My mission right now is to work with other groups to see what change I can make happen. To change, so Jamal's life will not be in vain. So that what I do going forward is to change, help others, help kids who ride bikes, help to change different laws in this country. In Philadelphia, where Jamal got killed. So different things will happen. Thank you.